Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. Happy Easter to each and every one of you. Uh, so far, I have zero viewers. Yeah. Yeah. So where I am in Ontario, Canada, in the UK, it's 5 hours ahead. I hope everybody is having a good day. I'm not sure if my buddy Glenn Kellaway from the basement is going to join me or not. I think he needs to rest today because he's old. And I also wanted to say hello to Molly in case she's watching. She said she was going to watch. And as you know, as some of you know, I'm doing a CD exchange with Glenn. And on Tuesday, we're getting together and I'm going to review Coliseum, the complete reunion concert. Pete Townsend, Empty Glass, A Perfect Circle, 13th Step, and Lydia Lovelace, Somewhere Else, and Level 42. And this is called A Physical Presence. All right, getting some comments. Happy Easter, Larry. Thank you. Sofra. Hey. Nicholas Pearl. Sup, Larry. Yeah, Nicholas, this CD I was telling you about, That's Why God Made the Radio, Chronicle Edition by Reader's Digest. I got this for $10 and it's sealed. And on Amazon, they're selling it for $75. So that was a good pickup. Victor, hello. Johnny 200, good CDs. Yeah, there's one in particular I'm really impressed with. I won't mention, which one until Tuesday. And there's a couple that are kind of so-so, but I still need to listen to them more. Happy Easter, Larry. I bought Past and Past Tense, 2 CD. Love it. Thank you. Yeah, people, whenever they ask me about Sparks, what album should I check out? I always say buy the 2 CDs, good enough. I have the 3 CD. It's called Sparks Past Tense, and it's basically their whole career up to the last couple of years, and it's excellent. And also on this Thursday, I'm doing I think it's pre-recorded, but I'm doing a chat with Phil Aston from Now Spinning Magazine, and we're going to be ranking all of the Electric Light Orchestra albums. And I've been so impressed with, there's some albums I wasn't that familiar with, like Time and Secret Messages. But I've been listening to all of these a lot, and I'm going to be ranking them with Phil. So make sure you're subscribed to Phil Aston's channel, Now Spinning Magazine, it's called. Have you ever been to England? If so, do you feel it is similar to Canada? I have no idea because I've never been to England. But someday Molly and I would love to go to England. I wonder if that Chronicle edition was the version sold on the QVC channel. I have no idea. ELO used to be on the radio all the time when I was growing up. Yeah. Yeah, you would get kind of tired of hearing them, all of the hits, Mr. Blue Sky and all that. But you can't deny they're great songs. And Victor, Larry, I be a uncle. Well, congratulations on being an uncle. I've been an uncle since about 12 years of age or so. It's Michael Garbett. Is that how you say your last name, Garbett? I've never said it before. Hello. Marvin, Hi, Larry. Happy Easter. I'm on a Jimi Hendrix kick. Yeah, just like I am. What's your favorite Jimi Hendrix album? Uh, well, it's just the first three Jimi Hendrix Experience albums. I would say Electric Ladyland. And it's also cool that you've been checking out Frank Zappa. That's cool. My first exposure to ELO was in Austin Powers, Gold member. Great band. Yeah. You were an uncle at one. Oh, you mean 1 year, 1 years of, 1 years of age. Okay. Get it. That's pretty young to be an uncle. Dawn. Hello, Larry. Hello. Garbut. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Gar as in Garcia and butt as in kicking butt. Yeah. I've asked this before in my community, but for those that like Electric Light Orchestra, which of these is your favorite album by them? It seems a lot of people love, well, besides Out of the Blue and A New World Record, a lot of people like the album Time. It's kind of really grown in stature over the years. I've been an uncle 6 months now. I'm 19. Cool. I remember being 19 years old. No, I don't. It's been a long time. Good to see you. Yeah, I've never gone anywhere. I've always been here. Thank you. Good afternoon, Larry. Knucklehead Rock. Love that name. I only know Out of the Blue. Wow. Check out more of their stuff. And they, especially early on, they were pretty experimental too. I'm thinking picking up the Roxy Performances box set by Frank Zappa. Yeah, you'd love that one. Happy Easter. I'm having a bit of wine. I'm celebrating that Glenn Kellaway doesn't seem to be coming on. I think he's shy. He did tell me that he needs to rest today. Unfortunately, I only have a single by ELO, Calling America. Yeah, that's a good song. I've enjoyed the few albums I've heard, but the debut is the one I'm most attached to so far. That's interesting. Yeah, I do like the debut, but it's going to be difficult to rank them because there's so many good albums. Yeah, Face the Music, that's great. Oh yes, happy Easter, folks. Bob, my mom got pregnant at 17 and that baby, my sister got pregnant at 17. I come from a frisky family, I'll say. All right. Do you know, this is Patrick, do you know the backstory from the song Uncle Albert? I've never heard if there is one. Just curious. No. But I think Paul actually has an uncle named Albert. So he used the name Albert in the song. My sister is now pregnant. Well, congratulations to your sister, unless she didn't want to be pregnant. So just waiting for more comments to come in because I have nothing really to say. I'm boring. Do you know Steve Terberry? It sounds familiar. Does he have a YouTube channel? Let me know. There's 25 people watching. That's good. Oh, what about The Who? Yeah, that video I did when The Who fired Zach Starkey, that has over 10,000 views. It did really well. And then, of course, the next day after that video was posted, they rehire him. I'm kind of surprised. He could have said, "No, I don't think I'm going to come back." That's what I would have done. I'd be bitter. He's a Canadian music YouTuber. Okay, I'll check him out. Steve Terraberry. Terraberry. What's the last book you were reading? I don't read books. Well, I do, but I did buy that Brian Wilson book that he wrote. It was really good, but the way I read, it's all over the place. But you could tell that he actually, he didn't have a ghostwriter. You can almost tell it's, from the book that it's him talking. Oh, missed one here. Happy Easter, Larry and everybody. I'll be listening. I have to carve a pineapple. My favorite. Do you have any live shows you're planning to go to? Yes. Molly and I are going to see Sparks for the third time in 4 years on September 17th in Toronto. And we got really good seats. We're only 4 rows back. So excited for that. The first album I discovered by ELO was the second. Yeah, that was the first one I ever heard. What a great album. Yep. Then ELO 3 is good too. Yep. Hello, Ethan. Marvin, Larry, did you know that on April 24th, a new remaster from the Switch album? Oh, that'll be cool. Yeah, I will definitely get that. You have really good taste in music, Marvin. Hey there, Larry. Happy Easter Sunday. Thank you, Adrian. Nice photo of you there. You are a great singer, Larry. Do you play any instruments? Oh, thank you. I wouldn't say I'm a great singer, but thank you for the compliment. I don't play any instruments. I have absolutely no talent except for writing lyrics. I think I'm, or I was good at that. And the band, Great Balancing Act, they've been recording some of my songs and, making it their own. And they're recording a 4th song. It's called This Lonely Road. So I'm looking forward to that. It's a more serious, well, at least the lyrics are more serious. So I'm looking forward to that. I Am Brian Wilson. Yeah, is a great read for sure. I want Van Dyke Parks to write a book, but it's probably 1,000 pages, and you won't understand a single thing about it. The Leafs play in round 1 tonight, Larry. Will you be checking it out? No. I used to be a huge fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs from the early 70s for probably over 30 years, and then I just gave up on them. And I gave up watching hockey. But, if they get close to the Stanley Cup, then maybe I will start watching. Larry's being modest. He's one of the world's top multi-instrumentalists. I know. I just don't like bragging much. Yeah, so do they have a good, seriously, do they have a good team this year, Bob? They're going to win it all this year. I hope so. That would be awesome because they haven't won the cup since 1967. That's a long, long time. Oh, they have a good team. Good. Yeah, I don't know. I might know 1 or 2 players in the whole NHL. That's how long I haven't been watching hockey. But I used to be so, I would watch every game that was on TV, right? And I was like a big fan for years. And it just got, they would get into the playoffs and then they would lose. And it just got depressing. And then they would trade players that I loved, like, Wendell Clark and Dougie Gilmore. And Am I a virgin? Oh, no, sorry. Do you have the virgin pressing CD of the Rolling Stones? No, I don't believe I do. Have you heard any of the newly remixed Badfinger album, Head First? No. Is it a good album? The only album I do have by them is No Dice, which is excellent. And I got that at a used CD store for like $4. Yeah, last time they won the Stanley Cup, I was in grade 6 and at Expo 67. Yeah, and back in 67, my dad used to watch hockey, but I had no interest in it until in the early 70s I started to really enjoy playing road hockey, Would love to see bands in the mainstream media again. It's very important. Real talented people and good music would be so good for society. I'm 19. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like it's kind of sad, but it's almost like rock music is dying, especially if you see the Who in concert lately. Douglas, I caught a review of Ween upon them hating a lot of Frank Zappa for some reason. They're not, from what I've read, they're not fans of Frank Zappa, but they are fans of Sparks. So I was happy to read about that. Speaking of Frank Zappa, I hope this poster here isn't upsetting anybody, because I could turn it around. It's just Frank Zappa playing his guitar on the toilet. My youngest son, Michael, got that for me a few years ago. I need to hang it up at some point. Nicholas, Head First is great. Okay. That's the one that was canceled before Pete Ham's passing. I'll definitely request it on Patreon when they put the remix on Spotify. Cool. Yeah, Nicholas is on my Patreon. If anybody out there wants me to check out an album, join the Patreon album request tier. Or if you want me to check out a song every week, then join that other, the tier for the songs. I enjoy doing Patreon so far. I think that poster is cool. Yeah. And then there's Morris did this artwork. I need to frame these at some point. Sparks, Ron and Russell, there and there. Then the Beatles as Legos there. And there's one more. Oh yeah. And then he did a picture of me too. There's another one there of the Sparks. Yeah. It's cool. And then somebody else sent me that. On Channel 24, it lists bands playing in the GTA. It's sad to see that 99% of the bands playing are tribute bands. Wow. The CD Cave. Good afternoon, Larry. Good afternoon. I knew a kid in school who regularly wore the t-shirt of Johnny Cash giving the finger. Yeah, I have that t-shirt. Don't wear that t-shirt when you go for a job interview. It's not going to go good. I'm kind of disappointed now that Glenn Kellaway didn't join me for the live chat. I messaged him and he said he wasn't sure if he would make it because he wants to rest. Glenn, if you're watching this, please join me. Please. I don't, being honest, I don't like doing these live chats alone because if there's no comments coming in, I don't know what to say. So thank you for the comments. Patrick, this may be a good idea for a video. Let me write it down. Choose your favorite artist using each letter from the alphabet. I did do. Oh, that's a good idea. I don't know if I did that idea. It sounds familiar, like I already did that, but that is a great idea. So for A, I'll do A. Who would be my favorite band under A? I think it would be Alice Cooper, the band, Alice Cooper. All right. Did you GWT? I don't know what that means. Yeah, I love the Sex Pistols. They only made one studio album. I need to get it again. I did have it, but for some reason it's missing in my collection the last few years, so I have to buy it again. And I don't really consider Sex Pistols to be a punk band. They were just a really good rock band. I love that sign Glenn put up in the background of his videos. Yeah, you should punish him by giving him wild honey or more ween. Yeah, but he gets grumpy, right? I think he would enjoy. Seriously, I think he would enjoy wild honey. Yeah. Did you get through the management of Sparks? Yeah, I wrote to the manager, and she responded back a couple of days later. And she just said that they're very busy and they've already got enough, appointments, like everything's scheduled, and they're rehearsing for the tour. But at least she responded back to me. But at some point, I'm going to try again and hopefully someday interview Sparks. Thurston Gross, hello. I think Glenn is practicing his banjo. That's right. He really needs to practice it. I filed my Sparks CD next to Van der Graaf Generator because I discovered Van der Graaf Generator in Boston, then Sparks, who I saw at the Boston Orpheum Theater. That is, excuse me, cool. What year did you see Sparks? Let me know. Yeah, are you the one that asked me that before? Because that is a good idea for a video. So I would have to go with either the UK or the US, all of the Beatles number ones, and then rank them. So thank you for the suggestion. I might do it. Happy Easter from Germany to Canada. Thank you. Yeah, I would love to interview Sean. I don't want to. He does respond to me sometimes on Twitter, but I don't want to take advantage of our great friendship. But I will ask again at some point. At least you. Yeah. Glenn's hunting rabbits or eating chocolate ones or something. Yeah. I think he's listening to the Beatles album I gave him that he has to review and rank on Tuesday. Okay, Imagine and Plastic Ono Band or McCartney and Ram. I'd have to go with McCartney and Ram. But I love Plastic Ono Band, and Imagine is good too. But glad to see that you got, anybody that's a Dream Theater fan, check out the recent video I did with Beer and Vinyl, Alex. And Alex is a huge Dream Theater fan, and so he goes through the whole discography, and it's pretty interesting. I only have 2 albums, but they're a great band. Oh, that's cool. 1975. Wow. Yeah. Time for a drink. 30 people watching. Now, if I could only get 30 people to comment and ask a question. Ethan, I like some Dream Theater, but have not fully gotten into them. Yeah. There is a rumor that Ringo didn't play drums on many of the Beatles tracks. I think that's rubbish. It is rubbish. It's stupid. Until I saw your videos, I was amazed that in the back seat of my car didn't seem to be anyone else's favorite McCartney track. Yeah, it probably is my favorite of his solo years. Ram is my favorite Paul McCartney album, followed by Chaos and Creation in the Backyard. How are the cats doing? The cats are doing really well, thank you. They're at Molly's, of course, and I'll be seeing them in about a week or so. And yeah, they're doing really, really well. Ringo's absolutely. I'm not going to say he's the best drummer because that causes arguments, but he's my favorite drummer. Michael, what is your favorite concert memory? I haven't really been to that many concerts. So the first one was King Crimson with Golden Earring opening up for them. So that's a good one. Seeing Paul McCartney in concert and meeting the band backstage. That was in 2010. That's a favorite. And then, of course, seeing Sparks. I think, yeah, I've seen them 5 times now. If the Beatles had a reunion in 1980, would it have been bigger than Oasis one? Absolutely. Yeah. Have you seen KAJ with Bara Bada Bastu yet? I have no idea what that means. I'm sorry. So my answer is no. Yeah, love Chaos and Creation after Band. Yeah, Band on the Run is great. That would be up there too. And Venus and Mars, London Town, Memory Almost Full. Rob, I've been wanting to get into the Sparks discography. From an avid Sparks fan like yourself, what would be the best album to introduce a newbie like myself to? Yeah, like I said, I think I said earlier, people have asked me. What I always say is if you want to buy a CD by Sparks, buy Past Tense. Either the two CD is enough, but there is a three CD set, and it's almost the whole Sparks discography, like all of their history, the past 50 years. It is the Swedish. No, so I haven't seen that. Zach Starkey knows how to deal with the Gallaghers of Oasis. Yeah. Yeah, I love everything Paul's done, except maybe Kisses on the Bottom. Which isn't a bad album, but I don't even own it. I love his New and McCartney 3. Johnny 200, favorite solo George Harrison song? I would have to go with Isn't It a Pity? And other ones I love are Beautiful Girl from 33 and a Third and When We Were Fab. That's a few that I love. What do you think will be the big Beatles release this year? Well, I've heard that they're redoing the anthology series. I don't know if it's true or not, but maybe remastering or remixing the whole anthology series and the documentary. Maybe they'll add more footage or whatever. Axel Ahaman looks like Ron Mail in a way. Yeah. I don't know who that is, but Johnny 200. Which Beatles biopic are you most and least looking forward to? I'm not looking forward to any of the biopics because I'm not a fan of biopics. I would rather watch a real, documentary. And so they're doing these movies, like separate movies on John, Paul, George, and Ringo. It might turn out well, but I'm really not a fan of them. Time for another sip of wine. Anthology would be interesting, but I prefer more. Yeah, I think that's what most fans want is the Rubber Soul box set, and they could also do the first. I mean, the first four Beatles albums in one box set, right? Yeah, the only thing about biopics is that they kind of change the history, like they did with the Queen biopic. Um, that's what I don't like about biopics. My favorite Ween song is I can't even pronounce that. I have so many. Uh, I think if I had to pick one, it would be Sketches of Winkle, which is a really heavy song. I assumed they were going to do, yeah, okay, yeah, a 63 box, a 64 box. Yeah. I know, Bob. I never thought I would miss Glenn. I do. Sort of. I've read the Hunter Davies one. It's good, but it's not necessary. What was John's best year in the Beatles? I think it's 1965 with Help and Rubber Soul. I don't know. I think his best year was probably A Hard Day's Night because I think he wrote a lot of the songs. I know, like Paul, of course, was there too, but good choice. Thank you. Bob Geldof tried to get the three remaining Beatles to reunite for live. Yeah. Joan Baez performed Imagine in Philadelphia. Yeah. Life can be hard without Glenn. Yeah. John's best Beatle years are 1964, 1968 for me. Yeah. He was my favorite Beatle, like in the Beatles years. It's Bailey Woods. Hello, Larry. Hello, Bailey. Just waiting for some more comments. It's actually a pretty nice day here in Ontario. It's been, the last week or so, a lot of rain and kind of depressing weather, but it's kind of sunny today, which is nice. How's the weather where you are? What do you have planned for dinner tonight? I don't know yet. I think I might order. I know Molly's ordering Chinese. She might be eating it right now. but I might order Chinese food, or I'll just make something. Glenn Kellaway must be asleep after trying to play the Red Album. Yeah. I know that he does have an afternoon nap. I feel 1965, all of the Beatles were on a similar level. Yeah. Sunny and cold here in Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. Nice and sunny in Guelph, Ontario. Did notice on Glenn's channel on side of him was a paper saying people should not force me to listen to the Beatles. Yeah. Yeah. Like he loves the Beatles, but he's been bored with them lately. But I gave him the Beatles Red album, the remix from a couple of years ago. So we'll be reviewing that and other albums on Tuesday on this channel. Or he's eating a lot. Yeah. Sunny over the day in Germany, but rainy in the evening. Yeah. I have always thought in the back of my mind, cheese and onions. Yeah. I love the Ruddles. 70 degrees in New Jersey, Easter Sunday, playing the Record Store Day Lennon. Yeah, cool. Sunny. Yeah, it's a little overcast now here. Sunny and a little windy in Ottawa, Ontario. Toy Men 2007. Oh, and in case you haven't yet, on my other YouTube channel, Larry Graves Canadian Studmuffin, I just posted 10 bands that I've just gotten into or I knew about, but wasn't a big fan of. So I made a ranking of those 10 bands. So check that out after. David Carroll. The Beatles reuniting years ago would have been the biggest tour ever. Yeah. Mice Ruddles reference. Yep. Sunny 50 in Buffalo. Yeah. In England, the weather is all over the place. So is it true in England that it's usually like you get a lot of rain and not too many sunny days? Let me know. Nicholas, it got warm quick down here in Virginia. Americana Sam can agree. Yeah. I have both red and blue CDs by the Beatles. Sounds good in 5 speakers sound system. Wow, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Some people weren't happy with the remixes of the red and blue, but I enjoy them. Lots of rain in Ireland, but it's starting to get really sunny for the summer. Nice. Do you like T-Rex? Yes. My favorite album by them is The Slider. Johnny 200, from October to March, it's been dark and rainy, but it's getting better now. That's good. Cool. Yeah, The Slider is great. The only other album I don't really know too many T-Rex albums. Yeah, the Slider is the only one I really know well. What do you think about They Might Be Giants? I like them. There's that one big hit single that they had. I forget the name of it now, but I really love that one. But I don't know enough of their. I haven't really listened to all of their albums or anything. Do you like to listen to some albums for a while or listen to a different one every day? I get the way I am. I get obsessed with certain bands, like Ween or the Beach Boys or whatever, and then I play their albums a lot. But I always make sure, I try and play something I haven't played in a while also. I was in England for a week in July 2017, and it rained almost every day. Wow. Only one sunny day. Bang a Gong, Get It On is the sexiest song ever made. That's right. There we go. Do you still plan to resume the radio show at some point? No. I enjoyed it, but I was hoping for more listeners, I guess, right? And so it was kind of disappointing, but I did enjoy doing it. Electric Warrior, yeah, that's the other one I have heard. Yeah. Bailey, what a silly question. Would you rather listen to a Beatles rap album or a Taylor Swift psychedelic rock album? I would rather listen to a Beatles rap album. Here's a question for the people watching. What would you consider the very first rap song? It might be, for me, it might be Frank Zappa's Trouble Every Day. And that was, I think, 1966? Were you aware of the Britpop era in the 1990s in Canada at the time? Yeah. Yeah. And I remember when I was working, I'd have this other worker, and we could play CDs and all that. And he was right into the Britpop, Blur and Oasis and all that. And I didn't really care about it. But I've been doing Blur and Oasis songs on my Patreon, and giving them really good ratings. Yeah, Birdhouse in Your Soul. That's the one. Yeah. How many days in a row did you ever play an album, recent and long ago? Many albums. Through the years, I would play like 3 or 4 days in a row for sure, or more. Brother Got the Tap by James Brown. Okay, I've never heard that. Don't Let Start is one of the best known of They Might Be Giants. Cool. A Beatles rap album would sound like, hey, yeah. Yeah, I did actually buy that Outcast album. Yeah. Uh-oh. What are we going to do now? I'm out of wine. Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight. Yeah. It gets complicated because rap is so rooted in African American music. I feel like it's really up to that community to best determine what song really defined the beginning of rap. Barry Bowman, Happy Easter. Happy Easter, Barry. Oh, it's empty. Never mind. I do have some water, but water isn't as good as wine. What brand of wine are you drinking? It's a red wine. It's a Merlot. That's about all I know. I'm not really that picky about wine, but I do like white wine, but I usually buy red wine. John kind of sounds like he's rapping on revolution, especially with the lyrics being quite political. The band Ocean Color Scene was the best Britpop group in my opinion. Unfortunately, they didn't get so huge as Oasis, Blur, or The Verve. Garbage, Pulp, and The Prodigy were the best of Britpop. I think John would have liked rap. What's the last movie you watched, Larry? Oh my gosh. The last movie I saw at a theater was yesterday. um, probably one of the Austin Powers movies. Whoop Whoop is the sound of the police is a good rap. Whoop Whoop. It is the sound of the police is a good rap song. Ethan. Yeah. Larry, have you gotten started on watching all the movies on that guy's list? Yeah. I did a video recently on this channel, and this person left a really long comment. And he listed a lot of these war movies, which I have no interest in, and then all of these dramas, which, I do like dramas, but it got a little ridiculous. Sandstorm by Cast sounds beatly. Oh, sorry, missed one here. Douglas, I enjoyed your do you have this album in your collection? Are you going to? Yeah, I will continue that. Thank you. Yoko said that John would have become a rapper. It sounds silly, but I could see it. Garbage and The Prodigy don't count as Britpop, David. Dee Ramone even did a rap album. I've been meaning to check that out. I've heard it's pretty bad. I love Ramones, by the way. I didn't even know that many war movies existed. Yeah. I used to drink $2 wine before high school dances. Baby Duck and Cracklin' Rose got sick as a dog. Oh. Yeah, Dee Dee. Have I watched the Bob Dylan biopic, A Complete Unknown? No, but I will, like when it comes to the streaming services. Great idea, Nicholas. You should put a $100 tier on your Patreon just for that guy and his movie requests. I'll watch any movie you want me to watch for $100. And I'll leave a good review no matter what. I've heard one song off the DD album, and it was certainly that might be. Does this album suck? I haven't done an album in that series in a while. Does this album suck? I don't know if there'd be much interest in it though. But D.D. Ramone. Does anybody know the name of that album? The rap album he did? Maybe you already said it here somewhere. But that's a good idea. So back from a long phone call. Good evening to you all and happy Easter. Thank you, music and cat lover. Hello from Texas. It's Joseph Chase. That's a cool photo you got there. It's on Disney Plus. Yeah, I'd have to get that again. Larry, why don't you go on Sea of Tranquility? Well, I'm not just going to, I'd have to be invited. I don't even know if he's aware of my channel, right? But I do watch him sometimes. I like his channel. Thoughts on John Cale? I've checked out a little bit of his solo work and really did like it, but he's got a lot of solo albums, but I loved him in Velvet Underground. Okay, I think he called himself King DD. Cool. Did the Easter Bunny get you a sweet treat? No, unfortunately not. Standing in the spotlight. Now, so that's an idea. If there's any other album, so the premise is a good artist that released a bad album, right? And so if you have any suggestions for does this album suck, let me know. How would you celebrate Ron Mail's 80th birthday? I don't celebrate. It's his birthday. But, when is he going to be 80? Is it, I think, August, I believe? Come Together sounds like a little like a rap song. No adult movie. No adult movies. Yellow Submarine. For does this album suck? It doesn't suck. It's the Beatles. I'm just waiting for more comments. Otherwise, I'm just going to sit here. Got a comment. Ron Mail is going to be 8. So when we see him in September, he's going to be 80 years old. Wow. Bob, I've told you this before. Paul McCartney's Driving Rain does not suck. The only problem with it, it's too long. That's a silly question. Who's Ron Mail? He's the keyboardist for Sparks. Okay, it's hard. The Who. That has been mentioned before. I've never heard the whole album. Where's there? Or a Sweet and Sand. Yeah, but that's not like an official release. So until it's really officially released, yeah, it's hard by the Who. You guys think I should check out that for the series? It's hard by the Who. Okay. What do you think of Ziggy Marley's Look Who's Dancing? I've never heard that, Joseph. If you enjoy blues music and vampires, you can check out the movie Sinners. We have to request Larry to watch the Lost Beatles movie, Sexy Sadie. I've never heard of that. Would the Beatles have been more influential if Keith Moon was their drummer? No. Ringo was the perfect drummer for the Beatles. Face Dances and It's Hard do not suck, in my opinion. Yeah. So yeah, I might do a poll in my community of what album I should do next in the series. And so far, It's Hard, and the Dee Dee Ramone rap album. Rush Caress of Steel. That's a good idea. I haven't heard that in years. I will definitely cry if a member of my favorite band, Marillion, dies. Your bands are always like family. Yeah. And speaking of Keith Moon, I did hear his one and only solo album. What was it called? Two Sides of the Moon. It was pretty bad. Maybe that's another idea. I think films based on wars are quite wired. That sounds like a great album to check out. You tell him, Bob. Ringo was a pro drummer. Pete was an amateur. Ringo made a big difference. Yeah. So I think I'll be ending this live chat in a few minutes. I thank everybody for dropping by. It's really depressing that Glenn never dropped by. But I'll continue on for a few minutes here. I would. Yeah, Mike Love. Does he have any official albums released? By the way, I agree with Ringo being perfect for the Beatles. Yeah. Yeah, no Glenn, but I did drop by, dude. Thank you, Joseph. Yeah, that's right, Bailey. He's missing out on high quality entertainment. Where is Glenn? That's what everybody is asking. I think he's having a nap. Glenn's dreaming about Larry, probably. I think he's listening to the Beatles' Blue album, or was it no the Red album? Yeah, the Red album I gave him. Day Tripper. Ringo made that a toe tapper. He might be busy listening to Pet Sounds or Ween or Sparks or the Beach Boys. Yeah. So Mike Love, he has a few official albums. His best one was never released, called First Love. There's also the unreleased Country Love. Oh boy. Take care, Larry, and tell Glenn I said go Leafs go. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, I'll be leaving in a few if everybody wants to say goodbye. Or he's venturing into Ween. Not to mention Mike Love, not War. Bruce Johnson used to go clubbing with Keith Moon in London back in the 60s. Sweet dreams, Glenn. Maybe Glenn's he could be at church. He's very, very religious. I bet you didn't know that. Beatles frontman. Morris couldn't drop. No, he's working. Yeah. But I'm going to try and do another live chat where Morris can join in. Take care, everybody. Yeah. Thank you for dropping by. Happy Easter, Larry. Thank you. Happy Easter to everybody out there. Make sure you check out my other channel, Larry Graves Canadian Studmuffin. I just posted a new video there. Remember to like this video, please. Thank you. And leave a comment afterwards. The world needs more Beatles songs to listen to. Yep. Glenn's chilling to the Grateful Dead. That was a good stream. Thank you, Ethan. Take it easy, mate. That was fun. Thank you, Adam. Patrick, thank you. Eat Able Love. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Ween. I have all of their albums except for the 12 Country Greats, is it called? I'm a huge Ween fan. Really enjoying your content. Thanks. Yeah, and also thanks to anybody that watches my videos and leaves comments, because that really does help both of my channels, and liking the videos. Thank you. Bye for now. I cannot repeal the words of the golden eel. That's right. Thanks for the live stream, Larry. Thank you, Thorsten. I might order Chinese food, Bob. The best. That I don't know. I love all of the albums, and Alex from Beer and Vinyl, we're going to be doing a video soon. He's been listening to the Mollusk, and he's going to give his thoughts on it. So it'll be on this channel. Well, absolutely. I do have more wine. I'm going to have it with my Chinese food. Bye, Larry. So thanks, everybody. I really appreciate all of the comments. It was fun. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.